Coldwell, you're muted, by the way.
Oh yes, sorry. Okay. Good job I wasn't speaking. Anyway, I think everybody can tell how I'm feeling right now. Pretty angry from my statements from my office since the last Senate session. And I'm sure everybody can guess what I'm angry about. About the corruption and the disgusting behaviour from the Republican conference in this session. In the session, their behaviour was truly outrageous. It was not necessary, and how they was talking about the president of the United States and his children was outrageous as well, and they should be disgusted about what they did, and they should be shameful of themselves of naming such a good nomination that the American people clearly wanted, but the Senate leader, Mr. James O'Dell, clearly did not fit. I don't know if he was drunk or not, if he went to the bar before attending the Senate session, which he probably did went to the bar before attending the Senate session, if he thought naming such a good nomination with a person with such good experience and a person who was such a good legislator to this country and who served the Senate well was named. His colleagues should be ashamed of himself. The American people should be disappointed in him and his party. And what he did was disgraceful. And I'm sure that we can all admit that, because every American that I have spoke to wanted Hutton as their vice president of the United States of America. James O'Dell should be ashamed of himself. His conference should be ashamed of himself. And the designated pro tempore that was presiding over the session during this disgraceful session and corrupt session should be ashamed of himself as well. Robert Clinton, who was presiding over the Senate before we was adjourned and presiding over the vote. We had a undemocratic adjournment, and there was no clear adjournment of when we was adjourning, and Robert Clinton should be ashamed of himself. The conference should be ashamed of themselves, because the people wanted Hutton as their vice president. I don't care what anyone says, it is true. The American people wanted him as vice president, and the conference should be honestly ashamed of themselves because of how they talked about the president's children in front of TV cameras like that is truly disgusting. I mean, come on, talking about sperm and stuff like that is disgusting. And the James O'Dell didn't even do nothing about it. He just fully agreed on whoever was speaking at that time, and it is embarrassing to this chamber. And I don't care what anyone says, if you're going to hate on me or not, and the conference, you can hate on me on all you want, but I don't care what you say. I am speaking common sense, and I am holding you fully accountable. Because what you did, and what you, James O'Dell, did, you should be ashamed of themselves. You are the leader of that conference. You are accountable for that caucus, and you represent that conference, and it was all on your watch. No matter what anyone says, what was said in that chamber by your colleagues was under your watch, and you should be ashamed of themselves. And James O'Dell should be immediately vacated for what he allowed to happen in that chamber today. I mean, talking about the president's sperm and talking about the first lady's sperm and just disgusting things that was discussed in that chamber, and him saying he peed himself in his diaper was unprofessional as well, and everything what happened in that session was unprofessional. And I don't care what James O'Dell has to say to me, it is completely true, and he can say everything he wants about me, but it is true, and it is the God honest truth. I don't care. It is simply disgraceful, and I have no words to say about what happened in this session. I am flabbergasted about what happened in this session, and I think it was shocking to the American people what happened in this session, because this all happened under Mr. O'Dell's watch, and he did nothing about it. Nothing at all about it. And we had a unjustified adjournment when we had lots to say, and we didn't even get to do our ending speeches, which is disgraceful. And Robert Clinton should not be trusted in that chair again. I do not care what anyone says, he should not be trusted in that chair again. And yeah. And I am speaking on behalf of the American people when I say James O'Dell should be ashamed of himself. The entire Republican conference should be ashamed of himself. And I say this to the American people. If you want a common sense party that will lead our Senate floor in the right direction, and that will have no unserious conversations like what we experienced from James O'Dell and his conference, then vote Democrats in the next in the election, because under James O'Dell's watch we can clearly not allow a Republican conference again in the chamber again. It is clear we need change, and I think that has been utterly clear from the beginning. And I have nothing more to say, and I will allow questions from the public. James O'Dell.
Hi, yes. So, why are you telling senators who are independent caucusing with the Republican Party to leave the Republican caucus because we, quote, bullied you, unquote, for voicing your opinion?
Listen. Yes, I spoke to Mr. Allen about
Okay, but no one said it was Allen. I'm just talking about senators in general. So why are you automatically assuming that it's
because
Mr.
I believe that no one should serve. I believe no one should serve under your conference after what we've seen today, which was disgusting, because you allowed many things to happen under your watch that was completely unnecessary. Let me finish.
I have a question.
You're not going to interrupt me. This is my conference, and I'll speak common sense about you, and I'll hold you fully accountable. What you said in that Senate session was disgusting, and how you performed in that Senate session was disgusting. Peeing your pants in front of the whole Senate session and in front of cameras is absolutely disgusting. And talking about the president's sperm is absolutely disgusting. Mr. O'Dell, you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should resign immediately after what you did in today's session. I don't want to hear no more from you. Goodbye, and it was great answering your question. Thank you.
Okay, so you know,
Someone
like
move on stage, please.
I
That
peed
would be
my
greatly
pants
appreciated.
for the American people.
No, you do not support the American people at all. You represented the Senate in a bad way, and I'm sure, and your conference should be ashamed of themselves. I don't care what anyone says. It is common sense. Mr. James M. Lord, please. Mr. Lord? Could someone bring Mr. Lord up? Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah, okay.
Hello, thank you,
Mr.
thank
Lord,
you.
how are we
Well,
today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
I just got a couple questions. First of all, what happened between you and Odell? Y'all, when we were speaking out against Leland, y'all were just such great friends, and now that y'all just seem to have a bigger rift between y'all than the Grand Canyon. What's going on here?
James, I'm going to be completely honest with you. What we saw in today's session was absolutely disgusting from the Senate Majority Leader and how he represented his conference. I mean, like, if you didn't see, I don't know if you saw or not, but peeing your diaper in front of the whole Senate and in front of the gallery and in front of the news is absolutely disgusting. And he let a conference member speak. I don't know who it was, but he was talking about the president's sperm and talking about how about the president's kids. That is unacceptable, and we should not be discussing that kind of things in the Senate. And I don't think that we should allow a kind of leader who lets their conference members speak that kind of language in our chamber. And if Mr. O'Dowd's going to allow that under his watch, and if he's not going to act professional, then he should resign immediately. And that's my answer.
Alrighty, thank you. My next question is do you ever see give me a second. Thank you. Just had to take some water. Do you ever see yourself and Mr. Odell ever rebuilding that relationship that y'all once had? Because yeah, I did love the bipartisan y'all two had because Mr. Odell seems like a much better leader than than his counterpart in the House, Mr. Whatever the hell that boy's name is. I don't really care. So my question is, do you ever see y'all rebuilding that relationship?
I don't see us rebuilding that relationship unless his conference acts professional. And if he wants to rebuild our relationship, then he can get his conference members, including Robert Clinton and the rest of his conference members, to go into the legislative branch and issue a public apology for what he did in the Senate session today. And how he acted, and I want to see a public apology from him. And if we don't see a public apology from him, then I don't see me forgiving him.
Oof, strong what? Ooh, my throat's dry. Goodness gracious. Let me take a sip of water. 1 second. Thank you. Strong words of condemnation, Senator Codwell. Well, thank. My next question. I'm sorry. Jesus, you're going to be on the appointment line. So my question to you, Mr. Codwell, is who do you think is going to be fired? Who do you think is going to be handed a pink slip within the president's administration, and who would you like to see have a pink slip handed to them?
I'm not going to comment on who I want a pink slip handed to. But I believe no against your husband, Mr. Lord, the current acting president. No offense to him at all. But I believe he will be handed a pink slip. I don't know why. I just got this feeling in my gut. But again, no offense to him, but I just believe he will. May I just comment on what Mr. O'Dell and his boyfriend of a colleague said, which I will address them as. Mr. Clinton and Mr. O'Dell said to me they are serving the American people. Now, tell me this, people. How are you serving the American people when you peed yourself in the chamber, you made a unjustified adjournment, and you let your conference talk about another person's sperm? How is that, may I say, serving the American people? I don't see that serving the American people at all. If anyone else has any other questions, then you may put your hand up. Otherwise not, then I will, Oh! Now, Mr. Clinton is threatening me with a censor. Well, I don't care, Mr. Clinton, if you didn't listen to the rest of my speech there. I don't care what you say. I will have my full right to speak. I am serving on behalf of the American people, unlike you. At least, at least the pro tempore don't make illegal, make unjustified adjournments, and at least he actually lets speeches at the end, which you didn't, and you did your job absolutely terribly, and I do not regret that. Oh, I'll be speaking for prison cell. Well, guess what? I do not care. Say whatever the fuck you want, because I do not care. But anyway, yeah. Again, that's all I'll say. Mr. O'Dell and Mr. Clinton should be ashamed of themselves along with the rest of the conference members today. And if they want my forgiving, then they should make a public apology. Oh, Mr. Grayson, you want to ask a question then? Please be relevant. Please don't please don't talk about me naming your bill, your nomination, or I'll probably not answer it since it's
Well, there's no need for me to talk about my nomination. I passed, technically, but...
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm very good. Mr. Benjamin, I have multiple questions, but I'm gonna try to keep it short. Does your conference know what you're doing and what you're talking about? And does your leader approve of what you're doing right now?
I believe my leader approves perfectly of what I'm doing, because I'm talking...
Of course you have tea.
And no. As I said to Mr. O'Dell, this is my conference and you'll listen to me. And I'm serving on behalf of the American people, which you're
That's what they always say.
No, because at least the Democrats don't pee in their diapers or talk about another member's
You're saying that our leader saying something in general chat, which is non-related to roleplay, is is something to face backlash on our conference. Is what you're trying to say, correct?
What?
So our leader saying something in general chat, which is not roleplay, is technically roleplay for you, isn't it? Since that's making him making him unprofessional, correct?
Sorry, repeat that. I didn't get that.
So, like I'm saying, our leader saying something silly and general roleplay chat, which is non-related to roleplay, is looking like it's unprofessional and in a bad way to our conference.
Because it is, because what your party said in that Senate session today was absolutely unprofessional.
Our party was filibustering.
No. If you won't let me, I let you ask a question. Now you'll let me respond. Now, if you don't, then you'll be disconnected from the stage.
Okay.
So again, as I said, what your party did in that Senate session was absolutely disgraceful. I mean, talking about the president's sperm is absolutely disgusting, and why I don't get why the conference the Republican conference allowed such a thing to happen when it was completely unnecessary. And talking about another person's sperm peeing in your own diaper is undisgraceful, and even the paramedics came on the Senate floor to help him doing his speech. Now, I don't know what to say about that, but again, it's disgraceful from both the Senate leadership, from Robert Clinton about what he did, and from the rest of the Republican conference. Now, I think that's all we have time for today. Oh, thank you for the tea. I greatly appreciate you getting me the tea. I just noticed that. Yeah. It was great. It was great. Hosting this conference, and what the conference did to Mr. Hutton. No, sorry. What the Republican conference did in today's session was truly unacceptable, not necessary, and yeah, completely unnecessary, and they should be disgraced of themselves. And if they want forgiving by me, then I call upon them to address a public apology to the American people. And again, if you want change, and if you want a better Senate, blah blah blah, and if you don't want corruption from Mr. O'Dowd or his corrupted boyfriend of colleagues in his conference, then vote Democrats in the next election. Thank you and goodbye. Let's all